Today, we have a huge update on the Joseph Woll injury situation, as well as Mitch Marner makes history, and I'll break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Hat Trick HQ, so make sure to stay tuned. But before we get into it, just want to say that 82.3% of you guys watching this aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 3,000 subscribers here, so we really appreciate it, if you're not subscribed already, to go down, subscribe to the channel, because we'll be here every day bringing you NHL updates. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is Marner makes history. And as we take a look here from NHL on Twitter, they say Mitch Marner reaches 600 points in 548 games, besting Daryl Sittler's 584 games played record from more than 45 years ago. And obviously, this is great to hear about Mitch Marner. A number of Toronto Maple Leafs have, been breaking records this year, and Mitch Marner puts his name on that list by, topping a Leafs legend in Daryl Sittler. I think it's great that this guy, has done this record almost 40 games faster than Daryl Sittler. I mean, Mitch Marner, to me, has kind of been under-talked about this year in the NHL, around the league, just because, on this Leafs team, you have Auston Matthews, who's playing phenomenal this year, goal scoring at an alarming rate. I mean, he's on pace for maybe, the high 60s, 70s in total goals by the end of the season. And then you got a guy like William Nylander, who just signed his extension. Everybody's the talk of the town. What's the cap going to be like this season? We should trade this guy. We should trade this guy. Oh, it's all been the talk around, but Mitch Marner has kind of been flying under the radar in my eyes, has been having a great season here in Toronto, has improved his goal scoring a little bit this year, and obviously he's been a phenomenal playmaker, 200-foot player, plays so well defensively as well. Just Mitch Marner, a great player here, really like the way he's playing this year, and I really think, with the roster they have this year, they will have a strong chance at winning the Stanley Cup this year, just by having the names of Marner, Matthews, Nylander, and all these guys on the team. I know they've had them in the past, but it just seems like this year the roster's a little bit different. Seems like, they're playing with a little bit more of an edge, and I really hope that we can see them maybe make a run in the playoffs this year. I know a lot of Leafs fans would love to see that. But like I said, back to Mitch Marner, having a great year this year. In 41 games, has 46 points, 28 assists, 18 goals. And as we see here in the past, Mitch Marner has, had 30-goal seasons, stuff like this. I really do think this is where we will see him end up at the end of the season. It'll be in the 30s, maybe mid-30s, and the assist total will just keep going up. I mean, this guy, right now, like I said, 46 points. I mean, he's on pace to maybe get, low 90s, mid-90s in points by the end of the season. But I really do think that he will step it up here after the All-Star break and really put some work in. I really think he will crack 100 by the end of the season, and I think the Leafs may have three 100-point players on their roster this year, which would be phenomenal to see. I mean, Matthews obviously playing well, like I said. Nylander, I think he will break 100 this year, and I think Marner will definitely get there. But let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think Marner's going to hit 100 points this year? I just think it's great. This guy, is getting the love. He, breaking records, hitting 600 points, the fastest in Leafs history. It's great to see. But let me know down in the comment section, what do you think? But we're going to get to the second topic of the video today, which is a major Joseph Woll injury update. And as we take a look here from Terry Koshan, I believe is how I'm pronouncing it. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Terry. But Keith said it's possible that Woll will travel with the team on the 4-game road trip. And they also say here, while it's unlikely that he plays one of these games, the fact that he travels with the team indicates he can return to practice before the team comes back from the trip. But we also see, you might be thinking, why is this significant? What kind of an update is this? But as we take a look here, says with the Maple Leafs coming back home from the 4-game trip in a week, there's a chance that Woll comes back right after around the 24th, where the Leafs will face the Jets in Toronto. To determine Woll's return, we can look at Timothy Liljegren's injury just back earlier this season, who had the same kind of injury. The defenseman missed 6 weeks, and Woll is currently through the 5th week of recovery. And they say here, while the recovery process is different from player to player, a different position in this case, it is expected that the goalie will come back before the end of the month. And I think this news is massive here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think, this guy has been proven to be their starter goaltender here before he went out with that injury. As we just take a look at his stats here, I mean, you can see here he has 8 wins, 5 losses. They're 15 games with a .916 save percentage. And I just think having this guy back will really, kind of rejuvenate Toronto. Seems like the team plays a lot better in front of Joseph Woll, so it'll be great to see him come back, hopefully healthy from this injury. You don't want to bring him back too early, too, in this case as well, because if you bring him back, he re-aggravates the injury or something like this, then he's out long term, maybe requires surgery, something like this. You don't want to see this happen. You want to make sure he's fully healthy, he's fully ready to go, and I really do think that, with Toronto and the staff they have there, I really do think that they won't risk this. They will make sure he's cleared to play and make sure he's ready to go. We've seen him back on the ice here, I believe it was last week, so maybe return to full practice. We'll get an actual timetable when he will return. Once he gets into full practice, all the guys are shooting on him, stuff like this. He'll know how he's feeling after that. If he thinks, hey, I can't, got to give it a little while. I can't be in full practice right away. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see what I'm feeling great. I think I can come back a little bit earlier. We'll have to see what happens here once, he gets back into full practice and stuff like this. But in the meantime, Martin Jones has been playing great for this Toronto team in Woll's absence. When he got called up from the AHL, he's been playing phenomenal for this team. And last night, we did see Ilya Samsonov back in Toronto after being sent down to the Marlies, kind of, get his confidence back, get his groove back. And he did have a solid game last night, in my opinion. Thought he, made a lot of game-saving chances, but ultimately, they couldn't come away with the win. Really hope that Sammy can get a win, get his confidence back. Seems like a completely different goaltender than what we've seen, a couple weeks ago before he was sent down. So really excited to see what this goaltending situation happens in Toronto. When Woll comes back, I do believe he will be the starter. Maybe you see him, kind of put in, and he'll be able to tell then how he's feeling. If he can, play starter minutes, maybe they'll rotate a tandem of Woll and Jones or Woll and Samsonov, seeing what happens playing over this next 4-game road trip. It'll really be interesting to see what happens here in Toronto. But if you're a Toronto fan, you should be excited because Joseph Woll is close to coming back, and if he's back by the end of the month, I think that would just be great news for Toronto. He's back in, the starter for Toronto, making that push after the All-Star break here now to kind of get them higher up in the Atlantic and, in a great spot for a playoff run. Really hope we see this happen coming up soon. But in the meantime, we wish Joseph Woll a speedy recovery here from everybody at Hattrick HQ. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think Joseph Woll will be back up by the end of the month, or do you think he's going to be out a little bit longer? Let us know down below in the comment section below. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Mike. He says, former NHL great Brian Bellows is Kiefer's dad. He has hockey in his blood already. Hope he does awesome. And shout out to you, Mike. We always see it down in the comment section below. Appreciate your support here on the channel. And like you said, if you missed yesterday's video on Kiefer Bellows, make sure to go check that out. It'll be popping up here on your screen at the end of the video. But, I mean, I'm really excited for this kid. He got signed to PTO with the Marlies. Everybody kind of lost hope in him. He's been playing great, 27 games, 27 points in 26 games, sorry. But I'm really excited for this guy. I really hope he gets some time up at the big club. If it's not this year, maybe next year, but I'm just excited for this guy. But let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think about the whole Kiefer Bellows situation? But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're on the road for 3,000 subscribers, so really appreciate it if you went down, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, make sure to leave a comment. You might be featured on the next comment of the day. And like I said, if you want to check out that Kiefer Bellows video, and in that video we also talked about Terry Ryan's return with the Newfoundland Growlers last night. It's popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.